Hello, welcome back to KpopKate. In today's video, we're going to be crocheting the doll base for this Binini doll. I tested out this pattern with 3 different yarn and hook sizes. All in all, I was able to make 17, 10, and 7 cm versions. To get the full written pattern or the detailed pattern with charts, check out the link up here or the description below. To make the 17 cm version, I used 7 or 8 mm hooks with number 5 to 6 chunky yarn. For the 10 cm version, I used 3 or 3.5 mm hooks with number 3 to 4 medium yarn. And lastly, to make this tiny 7 cm version, I used 2 or 2.5 mm hooks with number 3 yarn. Very important note, when making all single crochet stitches, I use cross stitch, single crochet, or yarn under to create this boxy look. For this video guide, we're going to be making the 17 cm version. Section A, the legs. Start with orange yarn for this section. Row 1, create a magic loop. Then make 8 single crochets into the loop. Then slip stitch back into the first single crochet stitch. Tug on the loose yarn to close up the magic loop. That completes row 1. Row 2, chain 1, then single crochet 6 times. On the next stitch, make a 2, single crochet increase. Then slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish row 2. This completes row 2. Row 3, chain 1. Then single crochet twice. Half double crochet 4 times. Then make 2 single crochet stitches. And slip stitch back into the first chain. That completes row 3. To finish off leg 1, pull the loop through the next stitch like so. Then pull yarn through that loop before cutting. Now we're done with the first leg. Notice how row 3 creates a slight slope. Now let's repeat rows 1 to 3 to make the other leg. Leg 2, row 1, make a magic loop. Single crochet 8 times into the loop. Then slip stitch back into the first single crochet stitch to complete row 1. Row 2, chain 1 and single crochet 6 times. On the last stitch, make a 2, single crochet increase. Then slip stitch back into chain 1 to complete row 2. Row 3, chain 1 and single crochet 2 times. Make 4 half double crochets. Then single crochet twice. And slip stitch back into chain 1 to complete row 3. Now for leg 2, instead of cutting the yarn, we're going to be connecting it to leg 1. Line up the seams of each leg. We're going to pull this loop into the seam of leg 1. Then we're going to make 2 slip stitches from the inside to securely connect the legs. Now make 1 chain stitch before cutting your yarn. And that's how we make a slightly hidden link between the two legs. By connecting the legs this way, the 9 stitches on top of each leg should be completely visible. Section B, the body. Make a slip knot with some pale yellow yarn. In order to make a clean color change like this, we first need to crochet a base row with the new yarn color. Row 4, pull the slip knot through this inner stitch of leg 1. Now slip stitch 8 times into leg 1. Continue the row by slip stitching 9 times into leg 2, starting with this stitch directly across. Slip stitch right back where we started on leg 1. And that completes row 4. This will be the base row for the next color. Having a base row like this will help avoid getting any ridges and instead give you a clean color change like in these dolls. Row 5, chain 2. Make 2 half double crochets. If you find crocheting into the slip stitches a bit hard with your current hook, size down like I did with this 6.5mm hook. Next, single crochet 3 times. Two half double crochets. Double crochet into the next stitch. Then make a 2 double crochet increase into the next one. Again, half double crochet twice. Single crochet 3 times. Make 2 more half double crochets. Lastly, double crochet twice. Then slip stitch back into chain 2 to finish row 5. Row 6, chain 1. Then make 19 single crochet stitches. Slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish row 6. Row 7, chain 1. Single crochet 2 times. Now make a 2, single crochet decrease. Make another 2, single crochet decrease. Now single crochet 5 times. Again make a 2, single crochet decrease. Then another 2, single crochet decrease. Next, single crochet 4 times. And slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish row 7. Row 8, chain 1, then single crochet twice. Now make a 2, single crochet decrease. Then single crochet 5 times. Next, make a 2, single crochet decrease. Then single crochet another 4 times. Finally, slip stitch back into chain 1 to complete row 8. To finish off the body, pull this loop through the next stitch. Then, pull yarn through that loop before cutting. and that completes the body. Now let's add some stuffing. Use the end of your hook to pack the stuffing into the corners. Next, section C, the arms. First arm, row 1, start with a magic loop. Then make 6 single crochets into the loop. Pull the yarn to close your loop, and slip stitch back to the first single crochet to finish row 1. Row 2, chain 1. Then single crochet twice. Make 2 half double crochet stitches. Then do 1 single crochet and slip stitch back into chain 1 to complete row 2. That completes the first arm. Leave about 6 to 8 inches of yarn before cutting. When you flatten it at the seam, there should be a slight slope like with the legs. Now let's repeat this pattern for the other arm. Row 1, start with a magic loop. Then make 6 single crochets into the loop. Pull on the yarn to close the loop and slip stitch back into the first single crochet to complete row 1. Row 2, chain 1, and make 2 single crochets. Half double crochet twice. Single crochet into the next stitch. And slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish the row. Again, leave about 6 to 8 inches of yarn before cutting. Now with both arms done, we can start weaving them onto the sides of the body. and that completes the arms. Now let's move on to section D, the head. Back to orange yarn, start with a slip knot. For row 9, we're going to make another base row to make a seamless transition. Look for the seam of the doll where we slip stitch back to chain 1. Then pull the slip knot through that stitch. Now slip stitch 14 times. Your last slip stitch should be right back where we started the row. Row 10, start with chain 3. Then do a 2 double crochet increase into the next stitch. Repeat this 2 double crochet increase on the next stitch. Then make a 2 triple crochet increase. Next, make a 2 double crochet increase into each of the next 6 stitches. Now make another 2 triple crochet increase. Next, make a 2 double crochet increase into each of the next 3 stitches. Lastly, double crochet into the next stitch right before the first chain of this row. Now slip stitch into chain 3 to complete row 10. Row 11, start with chain 1. Then single crochet 27 times. Slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish row 11. Row 12, start with chain 1. Then single crochet 27 times. Slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish row 12. Row 13, start with chain 1, then make 26 single crochet stitches. Now make a 2 single crochet decrease and slip stitch back into chain 1 to complete the row. Row 14, chain 1, then single crochet 4 times. Now make a 2 single crochet decrease. Follow with another 2 single crochet decrease. Single crochet 8 times. Next, make a 2 single crochet decrease. Then make another 2 single crochet decrease. Single crochet 6 times. And slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish row 14. Row 15, start with a chain 1. Then single crochet 22 times. And slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish the row. Row 16, chain 1. Then make 20 single crochet stitches. Next, make a 2 single crochet decrease and slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish the row. Row 17, chain 1 and make 4 single crochet stitches. Now make a 2 single crochet decrease, single crochet 8 times, make another 2 single crochet decrease, single crochet 5 times, and slip stitch back into chain 1 to complete the row. Before we start closing up the head, let's add some stuffing. Row 18, chain 1 and make a 2 single crochet decrease. Repeat this 2 DC decrease 8 more times. Lastly, make 1 single crochet stitch and slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish the row. Add a little bit more stuffing to fill out the head. And that completes row 18. Last row, row 19, start with 1 slip stitch. Then carefully pull 10 loops from each stitch. Here's how it will look like before closing. Now to close the doll completely, we're going to pull yarn through all these loops. To avoid any unraveling, pull the yarn through 2 to 3 loops at a time. Now pull on your yarn to tighten and close. You can chain 1 and cut right here, or you can also make a notch for keychains. Make 4 chain stitches. And slip stitch into the back seam. Now chain 2 and cut your yarn. Weave in any loose yarn. And now we're done with Binini's head. Now let's move on to the final section, the ears. Row 1, start with a magic loop. Then make 6 single crochets into the loop. Close the magic loop, then slip stitch into the first single crochet to finish row 1. Row 2, chain 1. Single crochet 5 times. Lastly, slip stitch into chain 1 to complete row 2. Leave about 6 to 8 inches of yarn before cutting. Now let's repeat this pattern for the other ear. Row 1, make a magic loop. Then single crochet 6 times into the loop. Tuck on the yarn to close the loop and slip stitch back into the first single crochet. Row 2, chain 1 and make 5 single crochet stitches. Finally, slip stitch back into chain 1 to finish the row. Again, leave about 6 to 8 inches of yarn before cutting. Now we're going to flatten the ears. Make sure the loose yarn will be on the corners. Use this oval at the top as a marker of where to position the ears. Now let's weave in both ears. If you like to follow exactly how or where I weaved in the ears, keep on watching this section. And now we've completed Binini's body. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to fully needle fell Binini's features. Let me know which Zibini doll I should try making next. If you want to commission a handmade Binini doll in any of these sizes, you can also head on over to my Ko-fi shop to order one now. Or if you want to try making more types of 10 cm dolls, check out my other doll-based tutorials, and even doll clothes and accessories, all in my channel or linked in the description below. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new, or maybe subscribe if you want to see more. See you on the next one.